So checking out waves, it looks like we came right down to our target at the 786 Fibonacci we've had in the past few videos. We came down about 8 hours ago. You can see we're having a very slight bounce right now. I would normally say I'd like to see a better bounce than this, but it has been the first 8 hours, so I will give it the benefit of the doubt on that one. If we look at the 4-hourly squeeze momentum indicator as well, it is somewhat good that we are seeing these dark red candles take over, meaning that bears are starting to lose momentum. But I did want to point out this has happened before. We came, we barely had a bounce here, but we reset a lot of the bearish momentum. The last time we did this on the 4-hourly a couple of days ago, we came back to the heartline, and instead of flipping bullish, we just reaccumulated to the downside. So that is something to take into consideration in the shorter time frames. I'm personally not looking to wait too long waves right now or accumulate. Nonetheless, we have hit our first price target. Coming over to the daily, we still have a lot of bearish momentum to the downside, and selling volume really hasn't been decreasing since they basically got accused of being a Ponzi. Now, if you didn't know, their USDN stablecoin lost its peg to $1. Ever since that happened, it has been, very much beaten through the bushes. Tons and tons of selling volume, and you really would have liked to see this subside. Now we have come down to the 786 Fibonacci, but giving waves the benefit of the doubt, if you come over to the USDN chart, which is the Waves stablecoin USD Neutrino, today it looks like it has returned to basically $1. I'll show you the chart. You can see, yeah, I mean, this came all the way down here to like 70 cents. So it really wasn't a good look for waves at the time, but nonetheless, giving waves the benefit of the doubt, the USDN stablecoin is back to its original price. So we'll get rid of that. Focusing on the MFI and the RSI. Now, I do think a bottom for waves is near. I have been saying, if we're only looking at the momentum indicators, the momentum indicators really aren't subsiding at all right now. So I would, like I said, be very cautious about trading this right now, because if we do fall below the $20, put in a daily close, the only real support that I see for us to come down to is $13. So pretty nasty drop. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. Personally, I had my price target breakdown from the 618 Fibonacci down to the 786. We've hit my price target. I want to see how the market reacts before I put in my next potential trade, my next price target for this. Currently, I'm really just sitting on the sidelines. Like I said, we're seeing a few mixed signals. On the 4-hour, momentum is starting to subside, but if you flip that on its head, the last time we did this, we just completely dumped. So we could be setting up for something like this, running back into the short-term moving average at $23. Before we do start to head down, that is definitely something you want to keep your eyes on. And normally, I'd say the bottom would be right here, because if we look at the MFI, all the money has completely left waves. If we look at the RSI has come all the way down to 34, but this isn't like a normal scenario. I mean, like I said, the USDN stablecoin, they have completely lost its peg and got rugged, and they were accused of being a Ponzi and using those funds to buy into waves. Now, I'm not going to bring my opinion into this. Nonetheless, whether you agree, whether you disagree that is, legitimate or not, it's not a good look for waves. So we are in a whole different kind of shitstorm right now, and I would like to show that a lot of the time we do bottom out when the MFI comes down to 20, but we have had a few times where we've come all the way down to 10. In this instance it was 14, here it was 10. But as a general rule of thumb, you can see most of the time we bottom on the 20 on the MFI, which we are basically at right now. So if this wasn't rugged, if this wasn't accused of being a Ponzi because of the USDN, I'd be very confident to call this as the bottom. But like I said, we're in like a whole different environment right now, and this is why we're seeing insane selling volume. So I'm just going to be slightly cautious on this. If I was to get in, which I'm personally not looking for, I'd really like to see a break back above this double 618 Fibonacci region. Now, the top 618 is 29.73. Let's say if we put in a daily close above 30, then, I think Waves has a much better chance to have a further pushback to the upside. But I really would not be confident to be entering a long right now when we've only just had a baby bounce off this. Now Bitcoin is having a pretty decent bounce today as well, but for Bitcoin, I want to see a break above 42.5 before I enter a long position. Otherwise, we could be setting up for a breakdown. And personally, that is not my most likely scenario. I've been drawing this for the past week or so. I think we were going to come down, bounce, have a strong recovery. But that strong recovery, we can't be too certain that it's coming until we break above 42.5. So until that happens, I'm just going to be slightly cautious on waves. I'm definitely going to sit on the sideline. Like I said, this is your moon line, double 618 Fibonacci. We've got the first 618 from the previous all-time high to the low down here at $28 or $29. Your most recent 618 from the low to the actual all-time high of this move. But I really don't like the setup of this chart. I've said this in multiple videos. I don't like how, fair enough if you want to accumulate to the side, that's not my problem with this, but I don't like how you just went up like a rocket, completely blasted through the all-time high, hit the 1.618 fib, and then didn't hold the all-time high. Not only did we not hold the all-time high, we did not hold the all-time high close, which is lower than the wick, and we completely fell through this double 618. I've been calling this since we were all the way up here that it looks shaky in my opinion. And it's really not something that I'm looking to trade at the moment. So best case scenario, we have a strong bounce on $20, but we really need to start heading up soon. As you can see, these daily EMA ribbons are really starting to head down. So if we keep on hovering around $20 within the next week, the short-term moving average, in my opinion, is probably going to cross below the long-term moving average. Maybe it'll take more than a week, but nonetheless, if we keep on hanging around 20, not only is the support floor of the 786 fib down here at 20 going to get weaker and weaker, but these moving averages are going to start to converge on themselves. So, best case scenario, like I said, we get a huge bounce. We need to turn these 4-hourly EMA ribbons over. That would happen when we come over to $28. Obviously, it would not happen the second we reach 28. We'd have to wait a while. But yeah, keep your eyes on the 4-hourly squeeze mob. Momentum is, it has reset, but we could just begin to reaccumulate to the downside again. I don't like the selling volume. I don't like the setup of the chart, so I am going to sit on the sideline. Nonetheless, if you're looking to get in, not financial advice, but this 618 Fibonacci, in my opinion, up here at 30, that would be your moon line. At least, in my opinion, we'd have a good shot of returning to somewhere near the all-time high if we take out the 618. Until then, I can't be bullish. I can't be bullish with all this bearish momentum. I can't be bullish with all this selling volume. And, the only good thing I see about these charts, really, is, the MFI and the RSI, they look like they've had a very healthy correction. But, like I said, we're in a whole different environment. Their stablecoin lost its peg. Giving it the benefit of the doubt, it is back to, pretty much where it was before. But it never should have dumped in the first place. So, I'm being wary on this one. Best of luck if you're in it. Once again, not financial advice. Cowboy out. Peace.